One thing is for certain, is that the summer seems to be filled with lots of sweet gaming deals for Switch fans, and that's no more evident than with the ton of new eShop deals these past few weeks. Every week, we're getting huge sale after huge sale, with lots of games going for less and less, so it's no surprise to see yet another sale with, you guessed it, loads of awesome games for huge discounts. Let's dive into the latest highlights from that sale. Nightdive Studios has done an excellent job remastering lots of early 3D classics, such as the Quake games for Bethesda, and currently, the whole catalog of games published by them are on sale on the eShop right now. They rarely ever do discounts for games, so if you've been eyeing any games from them, it might be a good time, as ever, to pick them up from the sale. For time's sakes though, for today's video, I'm just going to focus on 2 games from them on sale, and give a shout out to Turok and Turok 2. N64 fans, as well as PC gamers who played during the late 90s, know of these 2 games. They are 3D first-person shooters, with gameplay in the style of the Doom games, that had you playing as a Native American warrior who must save the universe. Now there's lots of shooting to be done, but what made this series different from other shooters is the added elements of exploration, where very often during levels, you must search and find what you need and solve some light puzzles in order to progress. The ports by Nightdive Studios have received some nice upgrades, including a much improved frame rate, upscaled visuals, and a widescreen presentation. They certainly play much quicker and snappier than before, especially compared to the old N64 versions. The first game is on sale for just $5.99, which is a brand new low price for that on the eShop, and Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, is on sale for $9.99. The Ninja JaJaMaru games are fun action platformers, with many having an arcade-style feel. The series has been around for a long time too, since the days of the Famicom. The latest game, Ninja JaJaMaru, The Great Yokai Battle plus Hell, is an arcade-style action platformer, set very much in the style of the first game on the Famicom, where players need to eliminate enemies as fast as possible. Along the way, you will earn tons of unlockables, like new characters to play as, each with a very unique style all their own. It's a fun game with loads of replayability, and it's even better in co-op play. This is only $3.99 on the eShop currently. In addition to that, there's a retro collection that contains 5 classic games from the series: Ninja JaJaMaru-kun, Ninja JaJaMaru Big Adventure, Ninja JaJaMaru The Great World Adventure, Ninja JaJaMaru Operation Milky Way, and the very much hidden gem for the Super Nintendo, Super Ninja Kid. It's a nice collection that's incredibly dirt cheap to get. It's only $2.99. Tempest 4000, the 4th game in the Tempest series from Atari, continues the same fun shoot-'em-up gameplay that has you moving along geometric prisms while trying to take out all the enemies in a level. The graphics are pretty good, the gameplay is intense and addicting. I mean, it's Tempest. It doesn't stray too much from the classic formula, but that's not necessarily a bad thing here. It's just a nice modern iteration of the classic arcade game. It's on sale on the eShop at a brand new low price of $5.99. One of my favorite puzzle games for the Switch is on sale for a brand new low price on the eShop. It's going for $3.99, which is a heck of a deal for this game. Players can enjoy a variety of gameplay modes, from Tetris and pure challenges to a bunch of hybrid modes that combine elements of both games. There's also tons of local and online multiplayer options, in addition to the single-player stuff. This game offers endless hours of addictive puzzle-solving fun, and at this price, it's honestly a steal. Cannon Dancer, Osman, is an arcade game that is a bit of an unofficial sequel to the Capcom arcade game Strider. Many ex-Capcom staff worked on it, and when you see the game being played, you can instantly see the connection. That all said, it's a good arcade game. It had great graphics at the time, and it has some really good gameplay too. So by all means, it's a game that's worth checking out. On Switch, it has been priced with a ludicrous price tag of $29.99, which, as fun as the game is, it's by no means worth that much. But thankfully, you can pick it up at the much better price tag of $5.99 via the latest sale. That's much better. What would happen if you took some gameplay mechanics from the GBA classic game Drill Dozer and inserted it into more of an action platformer that has been ramped up to 11? you'll probably get something like Pepper Grinder, one of the latest games from Devolver Digital. In this game you play as Pepper, who must use her drilling device, called Grinder, to drill her way through terrain, revealing goodies and secrets, as well as to help her navigate through the environment. Now the Grinder device actually helps you to be very mobile. For example, very often you'll have to drill and launch yourself to other locations and chain abilities together when facing bosses. It starts out a bit basic, but quickly ramps up in the action. It's a pretty cool game, and I encourage those watching to check out the demo because you have a pretty good taste of what the gameplay is like. It's on sale for a brand new low price of $10.04 until July 15th. Mechstermination Force is a run and gun game that cuts out the fluff and has you going straight to the good stuff, the boss battles. In this game you'll face giant boss after giant boss, but very often, and here's the big twist here, you'll need to climb them to find their weak spots. As you play, you'll earn powerful new weapons and upgrades to make your quest easier. It's a bit challenging, like any good run and gun game should be, but it's still a lot of fun, and it runs really smooth on the Switch. There's even a local co-op mode for 2-player play. Best of all, it's dirt cheap, just $1.99 via the latest eShop sale. I know I've talked about Yoku's Island Express a lot in the past, but I cannot help but mention it again, especially since it's just $1.99 now. That's an insane deal that you cannot skip out on if you have yet to pick up this game for the Switch. Yoku's Island Express is a really fun Metroidvania that does things different from others in the genre. The gameplay involves pinball mechanics. Yes, you got flippers, bumpers, the whole deal, and you gotta use these mechanics to guide Yoku across the island. Just like other Metroidvanias, you'll gain abilities and goodies as you explore and take on bosses. The game is a joy to play, and I know the pinball stuff sounds weird, but trust me, it works out so well. In addition to that, there's the Yooka-Laylee games on sale. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is a fantastic platformer in the style of the Donkey Kong Country games, with some 3D platformer elements thrown in as well. It's a challenging game for sure, but it has some fantastic level design, along with some great gameplay mechanics. It's a gorgeous looking platformer for the system, it runs at 60 FPS too, and it's only $2.99. No one can argue against the fact that that's one heck of a deal. In addition, their first Yooka game, a 3D platformer, is on sale too for $3.99. It's a good 3D platformer with lots of nods to the 5th and 6th console generation era of platformers, which means lots of big levels to explore and many collectibles and secrets to find. At $3.99, that's an insanely cheap pickup. Jitsu Squad is one hell of a beat-em-up game. Its gameplay is different from other beat-em-up games. Moves and inputs are inspired by classic fighting games and can be chained together for huge combos. In addition, players can tag out characters at any time, kinda like the Capcom vs. series of games. It's got some pretty unique mechanics, but more importantly, it's a very fun game to play that allows players who have mastered the gameplay to do some pretty wicked stuff to enemies and bosses alike. There's 4 players to choose from, each unique in their gameplay style, and in addition to that, local co-op play is an option where up to 4 players can team together for even more chaos. It's down to $14.99 on the eShop. Gal Guardians Demon Purge is a game that's very much inspired by the Castlevania series, particularly the Metroidvania games. In this game, you take control of the 2 demon hunter sisters as they hack and slash their way through the demonic castle. Demonic castle? Yeah, that's very Castlevania-like. That said, it's got its own unique touches. The 2 sisters played very differently. One is a very in-your-face, melee type of fighter, while the other prefers to attack from long range. So very much the trick during the game is to figure out which one is appropriate for each situation. This game also has local co-op play too, where each player controls one of the sisters. It's a fun Metroidvania, and one of the better quote-unquote Castlevania-inspired games out there. So it's very much worth checking out at the brand new low price of $13.74 it's going for on the eShop. Demon Gaze Extra is the updated release of the popular PlayStation Vita dungeon crawler RPG Demon Gaze. In this game, you explore in typical DRPG fashion, and defeat monsters in battle so you can obtain them to be used in combat with other monsters. Beyond the main character, you create secondary characters and customize them to your liking with various different classes. In addition to remastered visuals, there's new events and content, a new class for characters, as well as gameplay improvements, such as a new retry system, a fast forward option, as well as an improved speed of movement in-game, and even has the option to set up autopilot to travel along set paths. All that definitely helps in a grind-heavy game such as this one. That all said, Demon Gaze is absolutely a fun game that fans of dungeon crawlers will enjoy even more now. It's on sale for a brand new low price of $17.99, while the Digital Deluxe Edition with extra goodies is on sale for a brand new low price of $19.49. Horror fans looking for a creepy good time on Switch should check out the Amnesia collection if they haven't yet. This collection contains the Dark Descent, as well as the Justine expansion and the sequel, A Machine for Pigs. These are some of the better survival horror games out there, and they are sure to keep you on the edge of your seat as you play them. The collection is only $2.99 via the latest sale, which is a damn good steal of a price for it. Digimon Survive is unlike other games in the franchise. It's part visual novel, as well as part strategy RPG game, almost like the Sakura Wars games, especially since the bonds between your characters will level up between your choices in the story, and that has an impact on the RPG side of the game. The game is also much more mature in tone. Some of the events that happen during the game almost have a horror-themed vibe to it. It's a game that's not for everyone. Most would prefer a traditional RPG experience, but I found it to be much better than what a lot of the haters were saying about the game. If you want to check it out, it's on sale for cheap on the eShop. It's just $14.99, which is a brand new low price for it on there. Sim fans who are craving some games to sink their teeth into should check out the sweet double pack deal of 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus. Both games have won a ton of praise from fans of the sim genre, and both games are packed to the brim with content to keep you busy for a long time. Their combo pack is down to a brand new low price of $14.99 on the eShop, which is by far the cheapest way to get both games for the system. Puzzle Bobble Everybubble is the latest game in the classic Taito series, and it's a freaking gem of a game. The gameplay is as fun as ever, with cute visuals and joyful music. The game features include a lengthy story mode with ton of stages to play that provide nice twists on the classic gameplay as you progress, tons of characters to unlock and play as, a bunch of multiplayer modes for both versus and co-op play, including 4-player co-op and story mode, online options, and even a crossover game mode, Puzzle Bobble vs. Space Invaders. If you're a fan of the series, or just love puzzle games or looking for a good multiplayer game on Switch, then definitely check out Puzzle Bobble Everybubble. It's a worthy pickup for the system, and it's on sale for a brand new low price of $25.99 via the latest eShop sale. Now before I go today, a bit of correction from the last video. While talking about Hades, I was correct about saying it was $9.99 while doing my voiceover, but the tag in the bottom left corner mistakenly said $6.99. Sorry about any confusion with that. That said, Hades is one freaking amazing roguelike action RPG that's both stunning in visuals and addictive as all hell, no pun intended, in its gameplay. It's one of the very best in the genre, and for $9.99, which is a brand new low price for it on the eShop, you're getting one incredible game for very cheap. Make sure to snag it from the sale if you haven't done so yet. And there you go, that's the latest round of eShop deals for you. I don't know about you, but I've been pretty happy getting a bunch of great games for cheap, but for sure, my poor wallet is crying. Make sure to get caught up on all of the past eShop videos in case you missed them. I'll have links down below. That's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. A huge shout out to the channel and Patreon members for your support too. Hope everyone has an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next video.